Well, Staff Travel Voyage viewers, welcome to Nepal. I've arrived in Kathmandu airport, super excited about what lies ahead. But before you get too excited, there's some admin. Now I'm going to help you speed your way through this airport and tell you the easy way to avoid those queues, so you know exactly what you're doing when you get here. First thing you're going to do, you get off the bus, you come through into here, and there's a bank of machines here. You're going to scan your passport, enter all your personal details, where you're staying, your home address, all that. Then the machine churns out this. You're then going to go to a desk over there. It's like a cash desk, and you're going to pay $25 for your visa, and that's assuming you're staying for 15 days or less as a tourist. Then you're going to take all this and your passport to the desk over here. This is specifically for people with a visa, and then job done. But here's a top tip to avoid the queues here. If you bring a spare passport photo, you can avoid the half-hour wait here and go all the way to the desk, assuming you paid the visa fee first, of course, and just present the passport photo, fill out a immigration form beforehand on the plane, and Speedy Gonzales, you're through before many of these people. Staff Travel Voyage viewers, you are assured of a very warm, literally warm welcome here in Nepal, courtesy of this fine chap, Prakash, and Prime Himalayas. And this is where the adventure starts. Nice to meet you.
Then it was a straightforward transfer to the centre of Kathmandu to the Tamil area to our hotel.
Staff Travel Voyage viewers, here we are at the 3-star Morbalinka boutique hotel in the centre of Kathmandu. Let's see the room. So a nice cosy twin-bedded room. They do have double beds if you so desire, and a lovely little reminder of what lies ahead. The Himalayas, classic picture there. And let's see the bathroom. Well viewers, I have to say, for a modestly sized room, this shower area is outstanding.
Then, after relaxing in our hotel for a bit, there was time to go and explore the local neighbourhood.
Now, Staff Travel Voyage viewers, during your limited stay here in Kathmandu, you'll inevitably want to visit this area. This is the pulsating night zone. This is Tamil, and there's heaps of restaurants to choose from, international, Nepalese, and, as you'd expect, scores of souvenir shops. And if you want to book any other type of excursion, there's scores of offices here to help you with that too. And, of course, if you need to change money, every, 3 or 4 shops, there's some kind of money exchange. And it really is a pleasant place to walk down at night. Well viewers, it's dinner time. My first Nepalese meal is about to start, and the chosen restaurant by our great guide Prakash is the Saluta restaurant here in Tamil, and there's scores of restaurants to choose from, but this is his personal choice, and the food looks great.
Yum.
And how does it taste, more importantly?
Wow.
Is it a wow from everyone?
Yes.
Wow. And the great thing about this place is it's got authentic Nepalese cuisine and a whole host of Western dishes as well, burgers and the like, and it's a really cool place. Visitors have been coming to Nepal for decades, enthralled by its beauty and of course Mount Everest. But it's only as recently as 1998 that the Nepalese government decided to make tourism part of its official government policy. And then it set up the Nepalese Tourism Board, and today I have the opportunity to interview its current chief executive, Deepak Joshi. He's going to tell me exactly why people should flock to Nepal. So Deepak, nice to meet you.
Same here, thank you.
So tell me, why should visitors come to Nepal, and particularly staff travel voyage customers? So these are people in the airline and travel industry.
These days, most of the visitors, they are looking for a typical type of destination where in a short span of time they can get maximum variety of experiences.
Sure.
Nepal is probably the most diverse country on earth.
Right.
Our the lowest point on earth is 60 meters from sea level, and highest is 8,848 meters, and that is also just in between the distance of around 120 to 150 kilometers.
Right, okay.
So you can imagine how diverse this country is.
Yeah.
Basically, this country is a vertical country, not horizontal country.
Right.
So, flora, fauna, nature, culture, everything is so diverse.
Sure.
Whenever we travel across Nepal, we'll get a chance to experience new climate, new faces, new temperature, new landscape in the distance of every 25 to 30 kilometers.
Right.
So that kind of variety we have. Besides that, we have the world's iconic destinations like Mount Everest,
Of course.
and the birthplace of Lord Buddha.
Yeah.
So rich in heritage and culture. Wildlife is also a very, very important segment to travel to Nepal. Very recently, we got so many recognitions, like many media has quoted as the fastest growing wildlife haven on earth.
Right.
So
Okay.
with our national parks are recognized like that.
Sure.
And this is the country. This is the only country where we are going to double our tiger population.
Okay.
So in conservation part also Nepal is pioneer and leading country on earth.
Sure.
Pardia National Park, very recently we got one recognition from many recognized agencies. This is the #1 sustainable destination in Asia Pacific region.
Right, sure.
And again, the Bardia National Park is the second most popular destination for tiger sighting.
Okay.
And that national park has already doubled its tiger population.
Sure.
And so many variety of activities we have.
Sure.
Mountain climbing to trekking, rafting, cycling, heritage tours, community homestays.
Right.
Variety of experiences one can have in
Okay.
Nepal.
So really you're focusing on the whole variety of stuff to do. So there's something for everybody. So whether you're an adventure lover or someone who likes wildlife, there's something for every pocket.
Yeah.
So tell me about Nepal 2020. That's a significant year.
Basically, Visit Nepal 2020 is a national campaign, and with 3-4 objectives, we are launching this campaign.
Yeah.
One is to promote Nepal's these vivid attractions and unique activities globally.
Right.
Second is to prioritize our industry within the country,
Right.
to give a sense of the importance for this industry.
Sure.
And third is to have better communication within key stakeholders like infrastructure segment and other conservation segments.
Sure.
So that is also our third objective. And fourth objective is to encourage the private sector key players,
Right.
tour operators, hoteliers, airlines,
Yeah.
these kind of sectors. And in the history of our tourism, the general perception among travelers is Nepal is the only mountainous country, and the only adventure activities are possible in Nepal, which is not true. And whereas we are trying to position Nepal as a unique experiential lifetime value destination.
Right.
So the variety of experiences we are going to promote. That is the main theme of Visit Nepal 2020.
So what would you say your USP is? You know, what's your unique selling point?
Obviously, the perception-wise, is still the mountain and adventure activities are the major attractions in Nepal's tourism.
Sure.
But our main USP is the human factor, people factor.
Right.
most of the visitors, when we get repeat visitors,
Yeah.
they come many times.
Okay.
So that is because of the people factor.
Sure.
And
So
then-
they develop relationships and come back.
yeah. Because Nepalese people are known as the very, very friendly and very helpful.
Yeah, they have
type
been
of,
very friendly.
very welcoming
Yeah.
type of communities we have. So that is also one of the biggest USP.
Right.
And third thing is, whatever activities you do in Nepal, that has a sense of spiritual feeling,
Yeah.
sense of achievement, a kind of very, very unique feeling every visitors get
Yeah.
after traveling to Nepal.
Sure.
So that is also one of the very unique selling point.
Do you think, because this film is, the audience is airline and travel industry staff, so we're very lucky, we travel for virtually nothing, well free a lot of the time. So do you think a million plus audience that works in the travel industry is an important market to almost get out there to Nepal and broadcast what it has? So we can travel very easily. Do you think that's important to get almost as a mouthpiece for Nepal and say to a wider audience, look, Nepal is, there to be discovered. There's a lot more to it than you think.
Yeah, this is very, I think, undiscovered destination.
Yeah.
With huge potential, activity-wise, attraction-wise, so many things one can experience in Nepal. So lots of chance to visit.
Do you think in any time in the near future there'll be a direct flight from
Europe.
Nepal to Europe?
We are trying to connect Nepal directly to Europe. Long
Right.
ago we had,
Okay.
before 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Right now we don't have, but it is not very difficult to connect Nepal. We have earlier it used to have many 3 or 4 transits, but now with one
Yeah.
transit easily can be connected. Like Turkish Airlines connects.
So
via
one transit, you mean Istanbul or Doha
Istanbul,
or
Middle East,
Dubai?
Doha,
Yeah.
Dubai. So it is not so difficult to connect Nepal now.
Okay. So, but I mean, I personally, I think that the market will expand even further if there's a direct flight.
There
from
will be,
Istanbul.
because we are our government is putting the highest priority on infrastructure development.
Sure.
The only limitation we had and we have is the basic level of infrastructure.
Yeah.
That is in few years of time we are going to complete.
Right.
This international airport in Kathmandu is going to be upgraded, both in capacity wise and plus the improvement in the management. By the end of this year, we are going to complete another new international airport near Lumbini, the birthplace of Lord Buddha.
Yeah.
And after 1 year of time, we are going to complete another airport, international airport in Pokhara. That is 100% tourist city.
Okay.
So that kind of things are in a good progress. So
Yeah.
very soon we'll definitely have direct connectivity to Europe.
So metaphorically speaking, Nepal is climbing its own mountain
Yeah.
to improve
Sure.
the tourist experience. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, viewers, here at the Monkey Temple, just to the west of the city centre, they actually sell monkey food, and before you know it, the monkey will be onto you. So be very careful. There you see, so they're all after me. They're all after me. Whoa, there you go. I told you, viewers, you've got to be on your guard. And as well as bananas, the monkeys just love these chickpeas raw.
Come here.
Limited time in Kathmandu. If you're going to do nothing else, I recommend you get yourselves here to the Swayambhunath area, better known to tourists as the Monkey Temple. It sits atop the city, it lies to the west of the city centre, as well as hundreds of monkeys. You've got sweeping views of the city, and it's just a riot of Nepalese colours, and they even sell monkey food. Now, the Tibetan name for this place actually means sublime trees. whilst in Kathmandu, do not miss this. This is Durbar Square, translated as Royal Square in English, and it's one of the best remaining examples of Nepal's architectural heritage. Now, before the unification of Nepal, the country was divided into a number of small kingdoms, and this is one of the best examples of what remains, and it's also opposite the old Royal Palace. If you want something off the tourist trail here in Kathmandu, you could come here to this bustling street market, very, very local, around 4 kilometers east of Tamil, where your hotel is located, and it's just full of colour and local life, local smells. And on your visit to Kathmandu, do not miss this, one of the principal attractions here, the Buddha Stupa, UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's gorgeous, and here it is. And it's located 11 kilometers from the city centre, east of Tamil, where you're likely to be staying. Now viewers, one thing I recommend you get whilst in Nepal, if you get no other souvenir, is a manjushri from a shop like this, and it signifies wisdom and knowledge. And if you come in with me into this lovely looking shop, I'll show you a couple of them. There we go. And well, I can't wait to hang one of these on my wall back home. So I'm about to pay 2,500 Nepalese rupees for this, which would be around £20, I think. The kind sales assistant here, Aranima, has offered to show me how to hang this at home.
So you can just pack it like this. You just make it like this. And you just hold over here. And here is a string. So you just make it 50-50.
Okay.
It gives a form of lotus, which means a purification.
Okay. So the fold is purification, and
yeah, it gives a form of lotus. You can see it here.
Right. Okay.
This is
Right.
lotus.
Okay.
So you can hang like this.
Viewers, isn't this very civilized? What a way to enjoy an evening in Kathmandu. Amazing views of the Buddha Stupa here, and a lemon iced tea. Time to go inside the amazing Buddha Stupa here in Kathmandu, and it's a beautiful evening to see this. And look around, the colours are just incredible. And yes, there are a lot of tourists, but it doesn't detract from just how nice this place is. One of the great ways to get around Kathmandu is on a moped. They're cheap to rent, around £4 or £5 a day. However, they're only available for rent from this area, the Tamil area, the tourist area. And if you're confident on the road, there's nothing more fun or exhilarating, and you really can get through the narrowest of streets and avoid most of the traffic.
And this was also a great way to see Nepalese local life at its most colourful and entertaining.
Now, away from the frenzy and the buzz of Kathmandu city, you can come here northwest of the city centre to the Kathmandu Valley, and what a contrast it is. It's just so peaceful. And this is one of many temples you can visit. This is the Bhairab temple, and that basically means Bhairab is when someone's angry. Here though, I can't see any anger, just lots of interesting bells over here. The time has come, 2 o'clock in the morning here in Kathmandu, to leave for Lukla and then Everest. Not to climb it, but to see it. But a sensible thing I would suggest in the hotel is weigh your bag before you leave. If it's over 10 kilos, any excess to that, you'll be carrying it. Right, so I am within that limit, 8.6 kilos. Happy days. Goodbye from the very friendly Norbalink hotel staff, and we'll see you in 6 days.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for the great service so far.
You're welcome.
And then for our group, it was a rather interesting and scenic drive to a temporary airport while Kathmandu is resurfaced. But by the time you watch this video, flights to Lukla will have resumed from Kathmandu. And now the time had come, folks, to get really excited. This was not an ordinary flight. And as for the scenery, well, just spectacular. And here's a top tip. On the flight to Lukla, sit on the left for those amazing Himalayan views. And for a pilot's eye view of this spectacular landing, get yourself to the front of the plane. The good news is there is no fixed seating, so it's first come, first seated.
Top pilots, Top Gun, Top Gun. What a flight, I'll never forget that. Welcome to one of the most special airports in the world, Lukla in Nepal, 2,800 meters high. And it's special because of what's behind me. One of the shortest runways, opened in 1964 by Edmund Hillary, and it's only had a tarmacked runway since 2001. Originally, Edmund Hillary wanted it built on local flat farmland, but the farmers refused to sell the land, hence its current position. Once you step off that plane here at Lukla, the first thing you're going to do is fill your belly with a proper Nepalese breakfast here at the Holiday Lodge. and my first taste of hiking in the gorgeous Himalayas is just, I'm in love with this place. Look at this view below me, this valley floor. Now, the great news is, if you're not a regular hiker or trekker, I am, this tour is designed for people of all fitness levels, all ages, families, young and old. Get here and you'll have the time of your life. Now, another reason to reassure those of you of an average fitness level is that, look what's on my back. For 6 days, I'm going to need more than this, but guess who's carrying the bulk of my luggage? Yes, it's the very dedicated and hard-working porters. And each porter will carry 20 kilos, and that's 10 kilos per person. But believe me, it's money very well spent. Now, it's not just people that hike on the Choblong Trail, you share it with. To those of you who don't hike regularly, a big piece of advice. It's all about layers. Bring a layer like this, bring a short sleeve, bring a fleece, bring a waterproof, ideally bring waterproof trousers, hiking trousers as well, thin layers, and ideally layers that allow sweat to evaporate. Majority of the hiking for day one is complete. We've just got 1 hour left, and here in the village of Dudh Kosi we were offered lunch, but in fact we refused it because in Lukla we all had quite a solid breakfast, and to be honest, most of us are still full. So really it's entirely up to you when you choose to eat, but breakfast, lunch and dinner is offered each day, and breakfast is included in the tour price. I'm quite sure on a trek like this you're going to work up an appetite, and the good news is throughout this trail you find a mixture of Western and Nepalese food. This one does predominantly Western style food, so the choice really is yours. And the other good news is prices really aren't that steep. You've seen how beautiful this hike is. Don't let dehydration spoil it. Drink lots and lots of water. You're at a high altitude here, 2,500 meters. The good news is though, you don't have to cart a lot of this around at any one time. There are numerous and frequent places to buy this, so for me I'm just taking one bottle at a time, easy. One thing you'll see frequently on this route, and in fact throughout the region, are boulders painted in Tibetan Buddhist scripture. So far, what have you been able to hear? Birdsong, the wind, mules, other people. But what can you not hear? Any guesses? Any motor vehicles of any kind. And that, for me, is what makes this region truly special. So, all the way from Lukla, all the way to base camp, numerous communities, no cars, it's just people and animals. Well, the first day of Himalayan hiking is nearly at an end, and we wrap things up here in the village of Pakding at the Royal Sherpa Resort. First day's hiking complete, so let's ask the group what they thought. Was it awesome?
Totally.
Absolutely stunning.
And delayed response from Manjit?
Brilliant.
Breathtaking.
Fantastic.
Tired, but
Great birthday present?
Well worth it.
yes, definitely.
Yes. Manjit's birthday present couldn't be better. So, what's the accommodation like for night one on your Himalayan trek? Well, we're in a tea house, and this is the standard offering in this region. So, it's like a small bed and breakfast, cozy room, comfortable beds, and the view, pretty nice. Where in the world will you not find an Irish bar? Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that question. But even here, 11,000 feet high, there's one here in the village of Pading in the Himalayas. Unbelievable.
Cheers.
Good morning, Staff Travel Voyage viewers. Welcome to day 2 of our Himalayan hike. Just had apple porridge here at this lovely tea house. Now today we climb around 800 meters to 3,400 meters high. We're at 2,600 now, and we'll end up at the largest settlement in the Everest region, Namche Bazar, with its markets and other good stuff going on. And the total hike today is expected to be 9 kilometers. And the temperature, this is early May, is very agreeable at this time of day. I'm in one layer, but it is expected to cool as we ascend. Now, before you leave each village on your Himalayan trek, do make sure you're stocked up with everything you might need, because you never know when you might need more water, snacks, sun cream. All the shops here sell everything you might need, but prices are perhaps a little more than you would expect to find in Kathmandu. Very good morning, Staff Travel Voyage viewers, from one of those beautiful spots on the planet. Yes, I've arrived at the Himalayas, and welcome to a 6-day tour taking in, hopefully, the world's most iconic mountain, Mount Everest. Now you'll have memories that will last a lifetime, as well as beautiful scenery though. You'll have famous Nepalese hospitality. Now the good news is, if you're only averagely fit or don't hike regularly, well, this trip is for you. It suits all abilities. And do remember, for the best discounted rates for this amazing tour and other amazing deals for airline and travel industry staff, don't forget to log on to the Staff Travel Voyage website. Well, I'm heading this way for some amazing Himalayan scenery. Now, for those of you with a head for figures, let's put things into perspective. The world's highest mountain, Everest, this way, stands at an incredible 29,000 feet. Base camp, 17,600. Where we are, a mere 8,000 feet. Hence, there's no snow. Hiking trips, there's a good deal of equipment to remember to bring. One of them is sun cream, and I recommend as a minimum a factor 30. I'm in the shade now, but much of the route is exposed to that very strong Himalayan sun. And remember, the higher you go, the stronger that sun gets. In the beautiful village of Monjo on the edge of the Sagarmatha National Park, which is where we're going now.
So, staff travel voyage views, you've got this far to the village of Josali, 2,850 meters, which is in fact the altitude you started the hike at Lukla. Now it's at this point, make sure you've got enough snacks, water, everything you need, because the next stop is Namche Bazar, where you'll be staying tonight. And that, folks, is a 3-hour hike. That away. Day 2 of our amazing Himalayan trek is almost at an end. We've arrived at the largest settlement in the Mount Everest region, Namche Bazar, behind me. And as you can see, the weather is very different, and at high altitude you would expect this. So the porters and Sherpas that carry your bags, you won't be surprised to learn, most of them are from here. Now the population at the last count was around 1,600 people, and this is where we spend our second night. Namche Bazar is a lovely town, but for a reason I'm particularly fond of, there is no motorized transport of any kind, no cars, no scooters, nothing. Namche Bazar is a beautiful, quaint town, very pretty streets, lots to buy, including a sports or trekker's massage. 1 hour will set you back around £35. There's plenty of places to choose from, and not much in it when it comes to the price. Now viewers, on any holiday, there's no escape from food, of course, you need it, especially on a trip like this. And one staple of South Asian cuisine, especially Nepalese and Tibetan, is this snack, the momo. You can get them fried or steamed. This is steamed, and you can have them vegetarian or with meat. So let's pop this in. Very Moorish, very tasty, and everywhere throughout Nepal.
See the one, but you can never see the flare.
It's 5:30 in the morning here in Namche Bazar, and we're leaving the Khumbu Lodge where we spent last night. It's a very comfortable stay, and we're now setting off for the Everest View Hotel. We're leaving early because the cloud comes over late morning onwards, so to secure the best chance of a view of Everest, we leave bright and early. Well, good morning viewers. We've just left the village of Namche Bazar, well on our way to the Everest View Hotel, which is around 600 meters higher, and this will be the pinnacle of the trip. And what I will say to you viewers is, this lovely lady Sushi has never hiked. Yes, I'll say it again, never hiked. So if she can be here, yeah, you can too. It really is open to anyone. So if you've seen the Himalayas on TV, on those National Geographic programs or Eden Channel, or read about it, heard about others, and you thought, nah, that's not for me, forget it. You can be here.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Lots of pit stops though.
Yes, stops. Plenty of rest stops. There is no rush on this tour. So book that tour now. World's highest trekking routes, with Mount Everest within view over here on a clear day, it's just hard to believe that there's actually a hotel. Yes, a hotel behind me. Seeing is believing. World's highest hotel, the Hotel Everest View. And what is breakfast like here? Well, I have chicken chow mein, not conventional, my choice of breakfast, an omelette and a side salad, ginger, honey and lemon tea. And if you look that way,
is Mount Everest. Now it's time to take a look at one of the 12, yes, just 12 double rooms here at the Hotel Everest View, the highest in the world. So let's take a peek. Okay, here we go. Well, I love the wood paneling here, and it's a twin room, this one in fact. Cozy seating area. But this view is, of course, is what you have come for, the view. Today the cloud cover is quite extensive, but if you can imagine being in this room when Everest can be viewed, I personally can't think of a more spectacular view, quite frankly. There are some amazing views from hotels around the world, but Mount Everest, come on, it's something truly special. Here in the Mount Everest region, in hotels, they do things a little differently, and one thing they do differently is how to log what you've spent. So each room will have its own dedicated logbook, and in the logbook you have a record of each guest's spending and what they owe. So it's time to settle up. Now, as you enter the town of Namche Bazar, you come across this incredible Tibetan entrance, and if you follow me, you just see how beautiful it is. Look at this, it's just stunning. Well, here we are in Sagarmatha National Park at 3,140 meters, and another quirk of Nepalese high elevation culture is you can queue jump the toilets. One you pay for and the other you don't. So if you want to skip the queue, pay the equivalent of 30 pence. Well, I'm now inside a very Nepalese village shop, and I'm about to have a local samosa. So let's try this. It's vegetarian. And is it spicy? A little bit. But it's delicious. Thank you. Well, day 3 of our epic Himalayan hike is at an end, and we end things here at the Mount Kailash Lodge in the village of Monjo. Lukla is 5 kilometers away, and that's tomorrow's final section of the hike. Altitude 2,800 meters, the same altitude as Lukla, and it's a very pretty village. And if the accommodation so far is anything to go by, the food is going to be outstanding. I'm hungry. We've now left the main trail for what hopefully is an interesting diversion, a monastery, and this is just north of the village of Pakding, where we spent the first night. At the absolutely stunning Gomilla Monastery near the village of Pakding, where we spent the first night. Altitude is still 2,800 meters here, and the monastery is absolutely stunning and well worth a hike up here, and I do mean up. But check out this view. This view is just jaw-dropping, just incredible. And you'll never ever in your life forget a view like this. This is the Himalayas. Well, this is a very pleasant surprise. Back down from the monastery, we're actually taking a different route down into Pakding. Very pleasant through an alpine forest, gorgeous scent of pine, and just lovely, lovely scenery. And these dry stone walls really add to the character of this trail. And our very final trekking lunch on the route is here at the International Trekkers Guest House in the village of Pakding, and I'm ready for lunch.
And once again, the Nepalese food did not disappoint. Hearty, filling and delicious.
Now viewers, one thing that's really useful to know is Wi-Fi and hot shower. I think most of you will need both at some point. Generally, Wi-Fi is around equivalent of £2 per hour or £3 unlimited, as it is here. A hot shower around £2. Now you might be asking, why is there a charge for a hot shower? Well, as you've seen, getting supplies here of anything takes manpower and a lot of effort, so things cost more. So, but the cost for a hot shower, £2, I think is a price worth paying.
And just occasionally, the mules, well, they just didn't want to budge. And as for those incredibly hard-working porters, we continued to be amazed by what we saw them carrying. Then came a very welcome opportunity to sample that fresh, clean Himalayan water. And then back in Lukla, we did it!
Yes. A very good morning, one and all, from Lukla. We're back here and we've just checked out of the holiday lodge where we spent our final night. Behind me, a helicopter's just taking off, but that doesn't mean we necessarily will take off, because we're on a fixed-wing aircraft, and that is dependent on the weather much more than the helicopter. And as you might be able to tell, it's quite overcast. And because there's no radar or ILS system here at the airport, pilots must have visibility when taking off or landing.
Lukla Airport is small, so even a short delay to flights can fill the check-in area up pretty quickly.
And a beautiful leaving gift by our wonderful guide Bakaji is this. Each, what each?
And then to our delight, the sky turned blue. Yes, we could leave Lukla and look forward to the most exciting takeoff anywhere in the world. And judging by how fast this crew had to eat her lunch on the ground, the airlines here do not waste a moment when the weather is clear to leave or land. Okay folks, hold on tight, here it is, the most extraordinary takeoff from any airport in the world, from Lukla. And the fun wasn't quite over, because if you're sat on the right hand side leaving Lukla, you really are in for a treat. The scenery, as you can see here, is just breathtaking. The Himalayas in all their glory. And that wraps up part 1 of this amazing 10-day staff travel voyage Nepal adventure. Keep watching for part 2.
A very good morning, staff travel voyage viewers, and welcome to part 2 of this amazing Himalayan tour. Now, in complete contrast to the 4 days trekking in the Everest region, we're now heading west of Kathmandu to the Chitwan National Park, and we're just taking a pit stop on our 4-hour bus journey there, which, let me tell you, is spectacular. Now, when we get to Chitwan, we're hoping to see, amongst other things, tigers, of course, Bengal tigers. That's what we've come for. and we're staying in a lodge. Well, I've got to get back on this bus, and the best is yet to come, so keep watching. And I couldn't resist a local Nepalese breakfast. Looks like chickpeas, noodle, and some onion, and of course chili. Absolutely delicious, and a bargain at just under 60 pence. Well, I've actually decided to have a little fish curry here, and all this for no more than $3. What a view, so let's chuck in. That is one pure taste of Nepal. I love it. It's delicious.
And then it was back on the bus for the final leg of this lovely scenic drive to Chitwan National Park, and as we got closer, it got greener. And on arrival into Chitwan, we were greeted by a rep from our lodge who took us on a short transfer to our accommodation for the next 2 nights.
Staff Travel Voyage viewers, what can you hear apart from my voice? Beautiful bird song, the rustling of leaves, and not much else, which is great. Well, I've arrived at the subtropical paradise that is Chitwan National Park on the latest stage of this 10-day Nepal adventure. We're 150 kilometers west of Kathmandu, and this is Nepal's first national park, opened in 1973, the year I was born in fact, and in 1984 it was given World Heritage status, and it covers a staggering 367 square miles, so there's so much to explore here. I've come to see, hopefully, the Royal Bengal tiger, the rhino, and elephants, hopefully, and there's even a spot of canoeing. And remember, this part of your tour is full board, so all meals included. Well, I'm off to have some serious R&R. Time to see what the accommodation is like here at the Maruni Sanctuary Lodge in Chitwan National Park. This is lovely and secluded. Well, this is such a lovely room. Just feels like I'm in someone's home, a far cry from your Marriott hotels. And lovely hand-painted decorations here. Well, I think it's time for a cold shower after that road journey. And it's around just gone 1:30. And lunch is going to be served at 2 o'clock. Now, the second category of room I'm going to show you here at the Maruni Sanctuary Lodge is a triple room in the long cabin. Well, this is just such a beautiful room, and it oozes just subtropical character, and you kind of know you're in a sort of jungle-like setting. And I just love the ceiling. Look at this, it's beautiful.
As for dining here at the Maruni Sanctuary Lodge, you can choose al fresco or air-conditioned inside.
Here's our first dinner at the Chitwan National Park, and we've all opted for a vegetarian Nepalese dish, and it is delicious. At least I think so. What do you think, ladies?
Absolutely great. Thank you.
Great. Well, time to tuck in. Oh, it's just all gorgeous.
The first evening here, we take a guided evening walk and bump into some rather interesting local residents.
Oh, straight in front of me is a rhino. A very good evening from Chitwan National Park in Nepal. While I'm on an evening village walk, and this rhino's a bit peckish. This map behind me of Chitwan National Park is really useful and easily missable. It's just to the right of the entrance to the lodge as you come in. It's the main event today here at Chitwan National Park. Our full day's safari is about to begin, and it begins with a canoe ride, and then a nature walk, and then lunch, and then a jeep safari. And I am beyond excited. It's my first time here deep in the Nepalese jungle. In fact, it's part of my very first trip to Nepal, which so far has been outstandingly good. Just utter peace and quiet, just the sound of birds in the Chitwan National Forest on the Dudh River on a canoe. And it's only 8 o'clock in the morning, so the temperature will rise throughout the day, but this is just a very pleasant temperature to be on this river. Just truly, truly beautiful to see that. Fantastic canoe ride, and now time for part 2 of our Chitwan Day Safari. Now, for those of you eagle-eyed, you could spot a millipede, but they are tiny, such as this one. Esteemed guides, what's your name? Sashim. Sashim. Awesome, awesome dude. Got to be so. Chitwan National Park today. We've had our first afternoon, really nice, really relaxing, seen a few animals, had a great evening meal, and now we're here to have a taste of Nepalese culture. Follow me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our culture house. Before starting the show, I'd like to say a few words about our people and Chitwan. the name of Chitwan is derived from Farmer's words. Thank you for visiting our town program and sitting down studios. Thank you.
This guy says I'm a good dancer. He won't believe. Thank you. I'm not. Well, so far, Staff Travel Voyage viewers, our full day here in Chitwan National Park. We've had a great breakfast, an amazing canoe ride, a nature walk, and now the highlight, possibly the highlight of the day, a 4-hour Jeep safari. Can't wait. Viewers, this is a real treat. We're just walking along here, no one else around. And I can see a one-horn rhino, which this park is famous for. There's only 600. Just having a nice little bathe, like we all do. There you go. Yeah. Just kind of minding his own business. I'm sure he doesn't care about us, but lovely to see him. The fun begins, folks, with a river crossing of a different sort. Safari is about to begin. Hold on tight. Now on a steaming hot day, who doesn't like to cool off with the water? I sure do. How about this guy? And to break the Jeep Safari up, we've just taken a stop here at a crocodile and turtle farm. So let's see what there is to see here. cat named Everest. Oh, hello, say hello to the audience. Yes, you're going to be famous. Yes. Aren't you cute? You look so Himalayan, don't you? Go back to Ananda. We've just stopped on this jeep tour and we can see some monkeys over here. Well, viewers, on this great jeep tour, you see all kinds of interesting things. Monkeys here, but this is a vine here. It's not a tree, just here, it's a vine, and it's called Bohemia. And there's many of them in this forest, some more spectacular than others. If you take a look at this one here, that's pretty impressive too. And that about wraps up this amazing 9-night, 10-day Himalayan and Chitwan National Park staff travel voyage tour, only available on the Staff Travel Voyage website to airline and travel industry staff. So get booking.